And one more, maybe. Z is 2234. That's too high, dude. You're no joke in a simul. Okay, one more. Maybe 2049. Maybe I'll take him. We got 20. Let's go. Come on. Whoa. I got confused there for a second. I think Lichess needs to improve their algorithm to let me at least start the games that haven't been started before showing me moves from other games. Pawn sack right away. Last time I lost a lot of games on time because I was doing commentary and trying to explain some of my moves, and this time hopefully I can sort of balance it out. Maybe, I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, he's proposing a draw already. That's just not right. Why are you playing a simul if you don't want to play? Did I have bishop f4? Maybe I did, or maybe there's no bishop f4 in the position. Hmm. No, come on. Can't play that. Knight d7. Wow, I didn't expect that. Knight d2, and here my theoretical knowledge comes to an end, unfortunately. Because I don't play that system. Can I take that? I guess I can. Not so sure. Doesn't seem right. Let's play something different. Goes 98. Okay, makes sense. I don't like... I wanted to bring this knight out here, not here. It's okay now. Doesn't seem right. It's worth a shot. I'm not sure about this move, but let's see what he does. Hmm. Doesn't seem right. It's okay. Hmm. Wow. Bishop e6. I've not seen that move before. Hmm. Oh, wow. I mean, there has to be something here. Hmm. That's interesting. Now I'm losing this guy, potentially. Unless I play g3. Wow, that would be something. g3. Really? g3 works? Okay. If it works, it works. f6, okay. Hmm. It's got knight d4. Where does my king go in this line? That's strange. I don't have a spot for my king, unfortunately. Okay, knight d5, whatever. Hmm. Can't just do that. I have to play rook d1, I guess. Wow. Totally didn't see that move. Fair enough. Oh, this is hanging. Careful. Yeah, e5 was coming. Gotta get out of here. But how? Take on e5. Then he takes. Check. Okay. Hmm. Now my position is really bad. Oh, I didn't see that. Wow. That's what happens when you play too fast. Or did I see that? I didn't actually see it, but okay. Give me that. Come on. Whoa. Oh, he's hanging. Hmm. That makes sense. Okay, so I lost my pawn, but maybe I get it back. Wow, at the end of it all. Expecting that move. Oh, but he has queen h2. I missed that. Hmm. This is not an easy position. I don't like it. He's dropping. Knight d5, didn't expect that. Doesn't seem right. Have to do it. F5. Oh, e4. But then he has that. He's always got queen h5, unfortunately. Hmm. Okay. Can I do that? Then, yeah, okay, I can probably play bishop to b2 then. He takes, okay. Guess I can take. Oh, this is hanging. Oh, I missed that? Really? Oh, that's sad. Totally missed that. Wow, when did that happen? I totally missed that also. I don't like where this is going. Should have just played queen d2, come on. That was not an easy move. Oh well, bishop d6 probably is mate. Yeah, bishop d6 is mate. Oh, I dropped the pawn? Come on. I might lose this if I'm not careful. I'm Zugzwang. Why am I hurrying? It's just 3 games. What do you play here? Rook there, okay. I got 9 minutes here. I got 9 minutes there. And I got approximately 9 minutes here. Okay. How about this one? Use knight f3 check. Okay. Even if I take this, he queens here with check. That's a problem. So I can't play f5. The only other move is king b3. Unfortunately, my knights aren't doing much. Feels like he's in some sort of bind, but I don't see. I don't see where. Wait, did I hang my queen? No, I didn't hang my queen. Come on. Scared me. This move might break some coordination, right? Five. What do you play? Bishop e7. Oh, there's knight d5 check. Wow. It's crazy. Oh, well. Well, this is drawn even if I sack this pawn. Was that a rhyme? H4. Okay. Well, that's my only try. One bad move and it could all be lost in this position, unfortunately. Totally didn't see that move. This is getting risky, really risky. Come on, let's play this. Don't offer me a draw when there's lots to play for. Dangerous move, really dangerous move. Oh, what? Queen d5? Are you kidding me? Really? After all that fight? Yeah, queen 8 and you win your queen, dude. Oh, come on, you didn't see that? I was totally not expecting you to not see that. I was totally not expecting you to not see that. Yeah, that's correct. Oh well, I lost one game. I got checkmated in that one. Although I tried to win, I must say. I could have played for a draw there, but come on, it's a simul. I want to play for a win. Why is this guy thinking so much? There's just one legal move in the position. Not sure if I can go back and see the games. Maybe I can until this guy finishes. Um, what happened here? He resigned? Yeah, he resigned because this end game is a clear win for me. I was gonna just take here and then trade queens, and I'm up a pawn with an extra with an extra pawn, and he doesn't have any counterplay. That should be a relatively simple win. Did he play? He did. Okay. Okay, king f4. How did this game go? Okay, simple opening, Scandinavian. Queen e2 and then rook d1, knight e, bishop g5. Okay, knight e5 makes more sense, I guess. Then you have plans for g4. But I played bishop g5. Bishop takes it. I was totally expecting him to play that, and I figured I should be okay. Maybe even after bishop takes d8, possibly. Yeah, because I didn't want to double my pawns here. Instead, he fell into this trap and now allowed me knight takes pawn. Computer thinks bishop takes is better. Why c takes and queen d8? Why is that so much better? Who knows? Maybe c4 and something, but okay. I just took it with this guy. Oh, bishop takes c2. Interesting, that's why. Wow, didn't see that. That's amazing. Takes and takes back, and at least he's recovered his pawn. Alright, what's our friend playing here? Kanov, king g4. King h4, come on, let's blitz it out. King h3. Here. Come on, be confident. Come on. Why are you scared? I think he's just scared that he might slip. This is a relatively simple draw. Come on, move fast. Why is he not pre-moving? I don't think we can pre-move here. Yeah, he claims a draw. Yeah. GG. This game, I thought I was in a bad position, and my opponent messed it up somewhere. Um, c4 is actually good. Knight d2, bishop d6. I just developed pieces, nothing special. Bishop h2 was not optimal. Castling was good. Why didn't I do that? Okay. Take. Rook takes h2 is actually worse. Knight takes h2 is correct. Because I keep the option of castling here. Because yeah, these pawns become really weak once my king goes there. That's what happened in the game. So now rook takes was played and then queen d6, and now I start to feel the pressure on this side. So I went that side. Now he hit me with knight e4, and I found g3, which is correct, defending this rook because he's threatening knight takes. Let's say I try knight takes, knight, pawn takes, queen takes, and his threat is obviously rook takes f3, take, and then take here. So to stop that, I played g3, so he cannot take. And after takes, I have to save this knight, so knight takes. And apparently, white is still okay. Although I thought white was doing pretty bad here. f4, wow, crazy. Although I can see why it works. Now, in hindsight, I can see why. What if knight c6? Then queen b3, and this pawn is under attack. Okay, knight a5, queen b5, b6, b4. Wow, this is some crazy computer stuff. Okay, f4, knight f7. What's the point? Queen b3. I could at least play e4, I imagine. Sort of, not really. Queen b3, rook a to e8. Or it's just b6, then knight f1, pressure this guy. Wow, f4, that was some move. Takes, I play knight b3. Knight f3 was not necessary because he's not really doing anything here. Rook h1. And I wanted to play c4, but I thought d4, and then he's getting a really strong pass pawn, and I didn't think queen e4 was working. But apparently it is. Rook a to d8, and what can I do? Take, and just knight d2. And this pawn's not really going anywhere. Okay, not easy. H5, I thought I'd create some activity here. He misplayed this position completely. And here, I thought I forgot about queen takes pawn. But hg first was good enough because queen takes and take, and I missed knight e6. And if hg, then it's just bad because then I can take, and then queen takes is really strong. But I took first, which allowed him this intermediate move, queen takes f2, which is wrong actually. Which he should have played h6, and after rook h2, I'm just up a pawn though. Yeah, but he played queen takes f2, and after rook takes, queen takes, wow, queen takes check, king takes, rook f2, and what if king c1? Then rook d6 hits this guy and saves black's position. So what should I have done? Take, but then king h8, and where's my counterplay? Queen takes, rook takes, and e4. Aha. E4 turns the tables because now I get a pass pawn. E4, okay, but he totally missed queen takes queen, or even queen takes e3 then in that case here, and rook f2 attack, rook h1, and simply king f8 runs away from the mate. Wow. But he played that, and now this is, I could have just played queen d2, but instead I played king b1. That's all right, and then takes is just winning. This game was pretty interesting. We got into this Nimzo Indian position. Let's show it from the beginning. Bishop g5 is pretty normal. F e3, h6, bishop h4, d6, f3. It's a slow, quiet position. c5. I played bishop d3, which the computer doesn't like, because c takes d, e takes d, and more knight c6, knight e2, and d5, and then this guy is gonna be in some sort of trouble later. So it thinks I should have played takes, and after takes, then knight h3. I see. Anyway, I played like that. Castle, rook c1, queen c6, queen d2. Here he tried this trick, which obviously takes, then there's a mate here. But I played d5, which is correct. Take, and take. And first I thought I would play knight c3, but then I saw queen h5 attacking this guy, and I cannot win this piece in time. So I played knight f4, which I didn't calculate really, but I felt that's the right move. And after this, I took, and sure enough, he can play g5, hit this. But even a simple move like bishop g3 and white keeps a huge advantage after this. Yeah. Knight e5, bishop back here, queen there, bishop f5, and these kingside pawns are really weak, and e4 hits that guy. And now he just collapsed, I think, because of time management. Bishop g5, I was happy to play that, because I was tempted to just simplify, but then bishop g5 and takes, rook takes. If rook takes, then queen takes, queen g5 and picks up that guy. So now he's just making moves out of desperation. And now rook f3 and he resigns. Here, okay, simple opening. Bishop e7 is a bad move, yeah. He should just play d5. Take. Nothing special. What if takes? Then bishop f4, right? So knight takes, stopping bishop f4. And if I take, then he takes. And if bishop f4 now, then queen a5, and my knight is in trouble with d4. He takes and queen takes d5, but bishop b4 check, bishop d2, and bishop e6, and black has amazing counterplay for the sacrifice pawn. So d5 was killing. Well, not killing, but equalizing. But he played that, and I should have played. Knight d6 is good. Okay, so I'm unnecessarily criticizing myself. Bishop f4 is also good, but knight d6, why not just win this dark squared bishop? And now I can play on the dark squares with bishop f4. And take, and bishop d6 was correct. Rook e8, knight b5 immediately. And he should have played knight f5 here. At least he frees his rook, but after bishop a3, he is still in trouble because of this knight c7 move. And let's say he tries rook d8, what happens? e4. Wow. Take. Now he's lost control of g4, so g4. You're kidding me with this. Knight h6, knight c7, rook moves, and bishop e7 wins that guy. And wins him for free, actually. That's amazing. Alright, that's amazing. So instead he played b6, but knight c7 now, and I just take here. And I'm up an exchange, and now I was just trying to take it easy. I'm up a piece, and in last ditch effort he takes this pawn, but then bishop e6, he didn't even wait for that move. And because I guess when he played f5, he didn't see bishop e6, so he must have immediately, yeah, he almost pre-moved that rook takes, and I guess then he saw bishop e6 and he resigned. This one, wow, I got a little lucky here, because this is the Caro-Kann c3. Something went wrong for me in the opening. Knight f3 I played, but knight e2 is correct, yeah, because then knight f3, the knight's not really doing anything. These squares are controlled by black, and it's hard to get these guys going. So knight e2 makes sense, because then at least you can trade off his dark squared bishop with bishop f4. I guess I was worried about bishop d5, but then simply castles, and it's okay, your king is safe. Anyway, I played knight f3, made my situation a little desperate. Not desperate, but difficult to play. So now I had to play slow moves like c4, preventing bishop d5, and then h3, preventing bishop g4. He didn't make the most of his position. He should have played bishop g4 here. And what if knight e1? Then f5. Wow. Allowing this bishop to be trapped like that? Really? Man, I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure of this evaluation. I think that someone like Anatoly Karpov would look at this and be like, yeah, give me that position. E6, H3, rook. Okay, I played slow because now I can use these pawns here, 4 versus 3 majority, and he can't really get his pawns going here. Bishop D2, B4, and rook E1, slowly improving, creating a threat of D5, which he stops with this, but now I take this pawn. And here I missed something. Queen D2 is correct, Queen A6, and I should have played Bishop B4 instead of Bishop C3 because that drops this pawn. But Bishop B4, what happens? If he takes here, then I can, yeah, I can just take here. But wait, I take here first. Yeah, and then after takes, if takes, then I take here. Yeah. And if takes here, then I take there. Yeah. So Bishop B4 is correct, but Bishop C3, I realized that, oops, I dropped a pawn. And now after take, rook E3, I'm struggling to survive in this position. And he didn't play the most optimal moves. Take. And Bishop B4, I'm trying to trade and go into an endgame where at least my rook is active against his weak pawn. And he played this bizarre move, rook E4, which does absolutely nothing. Should have played rook B8 and gone after this guy. And now I was slowly trying to maneuver myself into a better position, which I got because he got himself into this really bad smothered position. Though I don't see the killer blow immediately. What happens? Knight c5, but I thought he could just take here. And if bc, what happens? Let's say rook d8. And then rook c7 and wins this guy. But king d5, oh yeah, this is dropping. Maybe king d3. And this is dropping anyway because the rook f8 is his mate. Oh, it's not, but yeah, fix this guy. So knight c5, knight b6, and now he's threatening knight d5. So king moves away. Rook b7. Now this rook is on this diagonal square, so he's completely safe from this knight. Knight c5, knight d7, knight e5. He should have played f6 here, and I was not sure what I was doing there. But instead he played g4 and allowed me king g3 because now I can go after this guy. Even so, his position is okay. King h4 was critical because I thought he could play knight g6 here, and he can. Because if I take, then take, and I thought I could play king g5 and I should be okay at least, and that's true. But instead he took this pawn, which fell into rook takes e7. I was expecting him to see that. Because if he takes, then obviously takes and grabs this guy. Anyway, so blunder, and he resigned. He was low on time as well, 1 minute, so yeah, you gotta give him that. That was that. This we saw. This one, wow, he gave me a good fight, and then towards the end, I think he made a blunder in time pressure. H4, H5, H6, and I have a completely dominant position. Though he's trying to break free with F6, which is correct. Bishop H3, and take, and he's got knight E5, B3, Bishop C8, A5. I'm trying to open this stuff here. E6. Well, he's trying to create room for himself, but then D6. And I just get a nice knight on d5, bishop e7, knight d5. And I just couldn't see the killer blow here. Should have castled. Why didn't I castle? I did castle, okay, but he played rook f8. And now I should not have taken this. But, well, what's wrong with taking it? I don't see anything wrong. And now bishop d2 was a good move. Because I can aim for b4 maybe. And rook b1. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. What did I play? I played knight f1 trying to bring this guy into the game, but he played knight c7. Now I dropped this pawn, which was huge, because that allowed him back into the game. Although he should have taken that with the knight. Takes, because now, okay, he's got some pieces around my king, which is really annoying. But at least I have pieces around his king as well. And I just have to find some winning sequence here, which I was not finding at all. So I just kept my position flexible enough to keep attacking him. He won this pawn, and I found this move which really breaks the coordination of his pieces because he really wants to come down here, and bishop can come down here, queen can come down here, and this move stops all of that. Also hits this knight. That was really good to find, and bishop e7 was his only move. And I thought, okay, I take the bishop because if he takes, I come back and I still have a strong knight on d5. But the computer thinks that knight b5 instead was even better. I don't know why exactly, but okay, this is fine, I think. And now queen f7 I tried, but bishop takes d4. And if check, then king g1, no problem. And bishop f3, and queen b2, and white has a checkmate in 4 moves. King c8, here, check, here, and mate. Whoops. So I played queen f7 here, and then queen f1 threatening rook b1. So he found queen c2, and I completely forgot about this pawn. Played queen f6, which is a blunder because now he's winning. Wow, king g1. Check. I didn't realize he was winning in this position, but okay, I'm wrong. King f2 is what I was going to play, and he has to find this. Aha, okay. Because now if I go here, I can't even go here. But if let's say king g1, and queen g3, and with the queen coming closer like that, it's going to be over. Because if king f1, then bishop h3 is mate in 1. If king here, then queen h3 here, and what? Queen h3 here, and wait, don't just repeat moves. Bishop f5, and I don't have time to take because of check here and mate like that. Yes, that would have been a sad end to the game, but thankfully he missed that sequence, played knight e2, which doesn't work. Because now I thought he should have played here, and after takes, I was only looking at bishop g4, and I thought I should be safe after king d2, but apparently queen takes c4, and he can draw the game. King f2, queen h4. Instead, he, what did he do? He played queen takes c4 here, and I took the rook. What else could I do? I don't understand why I need to play rook b1. Possibly because it's just mate. But what if king c6? I have rook b6, right? King takes, and oh, there's no mate here. Wow, that's amazing. And queen takes here. So what's the difference here? Take. Queen g4, king d2. Here, and I'm out of checks. So why is this working then? If I take, what happens? Take, and if king d2, then he has queen takes d5 with check, okay. And if king f2, then check. So what's the difference? What's the difference between this line and that line? No, not that line. Rook b1. What's the difference here? Check here. So why can't he go queen c4? Because now if king e1, I see. Okay, and if queen check, then king d2, and he's running out of checks. But couldn't I go king e1 in that line as well? Take king e1, what happens? Queen takes d5, and apparently this is drawn, because if I take here, then check here, king d2, and take there. That's some crazy computer stuff. Well, not take there, queen d5 back, and that's just insane. Anyway, he missed that, and king f2 here, takes, that's blunder, because now I can just play queen a8 and queen takes d5 and it resigns. But queen takes d7 and mate. And I think that I don't know, maybe he saw me on my stream, and when he played queen takes d5, I just said really on the stream, and I moved to a different game and he just resigned. Because he saw what's coming. Well, anyway, GG. This game, I had some really strong positional pressure from the beginning. H3. Where did black go wrong here? I think this opening is a little suspect. E4, c takes, and he should have played e takes, yeah? Although, already I think this move e5, I'm not so sure about this move. I think that's the move that's the problem. Oh well, knight takes d5. Missed that. d4. Anyway, d5 is correct because now my pieces are coming out too fast for him. Bishop d3, queen c7, because he wants to play b6 and get his knight out to safety. I can't play b4 immediately because I thought he had knight c4, queen c2, b5, but now a4, really undermining this knight. Bishop d7 and knight a3, a6. And I can just get greedy here, I guess, and just take a pawn immediately. True. Well, the computer can find a more precise way of getting an even greater advantage. Knight a3, b4. And this is just pathetic. Bishop a6. And white has complete domination. Queen d3. g6, knight b5. He's got a trade because I'm taking this guy. Takes, and look at these squares for my bishop. a5, a3. a5 simply weakens this guy, so that's not a good move. Take. Now I've got a huge target here on b6. Queen. But I wanted to defend this guy, so I played knight d2. Queen b5 here. f3 defends this securely, so now I can play knight c4. There's no need to rush in this position. Black doesn't have counterplay, so you can take your time and slowly win instead of finding the most precise moves. Bishop takes b6 just wins a pawn. Bishop a7 here, and rook a1. This guy is dropping, so he resigned. Okay, this game was interesting. I played this. This is my own setup of sorts. With h4 sounds right. Although I didn't know this theory here. I played knight d2, which, okay, can't criticize myself too much. h4, f5, and h5. Yeah, white's counterplay is too fast. g5 is bad because after takes, and h6, this pawn is loose. And knight d4 is completely crushing. Knight c5, I can just go g4, push him back, take this pawn. Bishop f6, but take, and now this guy is in a terrible pin, so I just played b4 and knight e4. Takes, and I simply push him back, no more checks here, and played queen c1, which set up a trap. And he fell into it, he played knight c5, but take, queen g5 was the trap. Because now queen g7, he can't play rook g6 because of queen takes queen, but now queen g7 and it's just over. Bang. Here he lost a pawn in the opening, I think. Yeah, b5 is wrong because now pins this guy, threatens to take here, which I did. Played queen c7, which is even worse because now I play knight takes f7 and win that rook for free. And so he resigned. Here, take, played bishop b5, which makes sense. a6 is wrong because I just win this pawn, and there's no need to go for these things. I should have just castled. Knight b4 castle, this is okay. Bishop c2, I didn't see that move. Queen a5, Okay, I mean that's not terribly bad. B3 is also good because bishop a3 next. 6 knight f3, bishop e7, knight e1 makes sense because I want to kick him, but I also want to start trading his pieces. He missed that, I played a3, which was the threat of knight e1. So bishop d3 now, what I take. Take, and he should have taken here. Instead he took that pawn, offered me a trade of queens, which I'm more than happy to take. And now he fell into this not Fisher trap, but sort of Fisher trap, and lost his bishop, and now it's just a matter of collecting. Although I completely forgot about this pawn that's running down the board, so I have to come run and stop him. And now this is just easily winning once you start rounding up his pieces. This is interesting. e3 I take, e6, knight f3, knight f check, knight c3, take. Well, he gives me bishop a3. Now I can stop his castling. So he has to make some artificial moves like knight e7 and then castle, but then g4, and this attack is coming too fast, g5. Bishop d3 now hits him here, and he plays f6 of all moves, which is really bad because takes. Now he has to go here because if king h8, then knight f7 wins the queen, so here, but then open lines, and simply queen g6 threatens mate on g8. He can't take because he's pinned, and that's game over. Bishop a4, and he didn't even wait for queen g8 checkmate. What happened here? Yeah, he went into this line, which is really bad because why do you want to play e5 now? You should first play bishop g7 and then castle. Because take and take here, bishop g5, obviously white has an initiative, although I'm not sure what happens after bishop e7, but obviously your bishop wants to be here, not there. Knight e7, knight d5, straightforward, and now I win the dark squared bishop, which for me is a huge positional advantage given the weaknesses of these dark squares. f3, knight c5, long castle, bishop d7, and I spotted the mistake because now after b4, well, he blundered with h6, but I can just take, and take. But the point was, if knight e6, and I was going to play, actually I was going to play rook d7, king takes, bishop takes, but white simply has bishop takes f6, take, and rook takes, winning a piece. Okay, this is the game I lost. I let him checkmate me. I didn't resign, so even though I saw the mate, but I was like, okay, let him have a checkmate. I had a reasonable position. I tried to play this for a win and misplayed it, unfortunately. This is, I'd say, quite a reasonable position here, but now I was not sure what to do. I tried a4. I mean, it can't be bad, but it's not that great either. c4 is far more superior, because if he takes, then, well, his pawn structure is ruined as well. And if he tries bishop f8, then bishop e3, and the important thing is I control this square, which is knight landed on later. And if he doesn't do anything, well, then he's just running out of moves to make, I think. Let's say rook c8, then a4, just add fuel to the fire. He has to come back. Queen a2, just keep pressing here until he takes or does something like that. And now you can also just wait like this. Actually, you're stopping bishop takes g3 in some lines. Bishop c7, let's say. Bishop f3 against slow development. Queen e6. And now d5. Finally take, and take here now. Take, and rook takes. Now you've got a pass pawn. That's deep, but that's the way to play the position. Instead, I played a4 and tried something like this, but he got c5 in. And then I knew that this is not going to be easy to play for a win, but I tried it anyway. With bishop d2, take, b4, rook, queen c4 here. At any point, I should have just taken this guy, but then that's just admitting that it's a draw. So I tried this risky line with a pawn sack. Take, take, take. Bishop here, check here. But then after this, after losing this rook like the piece, there was nothing for me. I should have played rook a2, full defense. But then if I wanted to go full defense, I would have not sacked a pawn here. Anyway, so I lost that, and now my bishop's in huge trouble because he's got rook here and rook down here, and I can't stop him. h4, I tried to get him out of the pin, but he played f5, which was really accurate because prevents me from playing g4. If h5, then I probably could have played bishop f3. No, bishop e4, stopping that, so that's the point of f5. And now I'm just running out of moves. I didn't know what to do. Rook 8, I saw, but rook c2, and I'm just dropping this guy and it's over. So now it's made g4, check here. If he had taken here, and then check, king h7, and for, well, he drops that guy. This, okay, a5, I play d4, takes, check, bishop d2, knight c3 also works actually. Bishop d2 though, a4, bishop c2, bishop b7, knight c3 now hitting him. I think this is, a5 is quite premature because black is not ready for this sort of activity, and white is solidly placed to counter that with d4. So a5 is a huge mistake. a4, bishop c2, bishop e7. He should really worry about castling in this position, not play bishop b7, because I play knight c3 hitting him. Queen f6 is even worse because I think he's trying to castle long here maybe, but now he just drops this pawn and he realizes that he needs to do something about it, but that's not the solution. Takes and drops this guy. Wait, is that the right game? Yeah, that's the right game. d5. Why not just hit him a3, knight a6, and now just play knight f3. He played e6, but that just met by check, and then carnage begins. He should have played bishop d7 here. I was gonna take here, take, then here we take here, take, and I've won at least a pawn in this combination. So knight a6 and f3 and bishop e5 check, c6, and now I'm just a whole rook up. So the rest of the game is just winning material and winning the game. What happened here? I went for this. I like this g4 setup. It's not the best move, obviously, but it throws people off for sure. They don't know how to play against this guy. d5, knight g3. Well, I wanted to take this pawn, why not? But apparently rook b8 and black has really strong play. Though I'm impressed if white is not having some sort of advantage because of the extra pawn here. Although knight g3 is really strong. Anyway, I took the pawn. Knight g3. Queen came back. Should be on h4, and now I start opening this up. Gives me an extra pawn, I just take it, why not? Now he's headed for d4, which made my situation a little difficult. And after knight d5, take, he should have really played knight d4. I was surprised that he went knight f4, because knight's not really doing anything there. And I hit him with knight e2. Well, I'm saying it's not doing anything, it's not accurate. It is annoying white, but it's not as annoying as knight d4, because The problem for white is if knight's on d4, you can't really take him out without conceding a passed pawn in the position, a protected passed pawn. So anyway, check, and obviously not bishop d2 because knight d3 would be smothered mate. So king f2, and then he allowed me to get this position, and now he resigned because he doesn't really have much play in this position. Bishop d2, bishop c3, and white has kingside activity. And this is drawn, the only game that was drawn. I tried to play this endgame, and I took this pawn h6 here, g5. Apparently this is theory, I guess, if this is all drawn. Bishop g3, knight d7, I should have just taken. But I was afraid of rook coming down to d2. But white has to be precise here with h4. If rook a to d8, let's say, then take. And slow play with f3. Oh, I see. He's stopping knight h5 because of this guy. And now he can reroute like that. And if he tries rook d1, then white always has rook d to rook d1. Interesting. So this move h4. So white would have loved to play f3, but then he has knight h5. And if bishop f2, then knight f4. So to avoid this knight h5 idea, he plays h4 first. Opens this line, so now this rook is controlling h5. And now after f3, he can't play knight h5. Previously, this bishop was controlling that, but after f3, this bishop is blocked. But now this rook is open here. So white can play bishop here like that. That's a great idea. And white's just a pawn up, and white can play rook d1 swap of this rook, and black has no serious counterplay. That's pretty interesting. So instead I played rook d1, which was a mistake because he played knight takes e4, which I thought was a mistake, but I was wrong, because after rook takes d7, I thought I was winning a piece because you take here, and then I take here, and even if rook e8, I saw knight takes d7. I'm pretty sure I must have realized that there is something like that here, and white is better, even though rook takes e4 and knight c5 and white is good. Yeah. So I played rook d7, but he surprised me with knight takes bishop, which I totally didn't see. So now I trade and play. Really, knight takes f7? I thought that was impossible, because I thought knight takes h1, knight takes d8, and he will trap my knight or something, but apparently not. Bishop c8, c5, and yeah, how are you going to trap him? King f8, I can go c6, and there's no trapping that knight. b6, and he's got knight b7, worst case. And so I took here, take and take there, and I understood that even though I'm up a pawn, this position is inferior for me, thanks to his two bishops. So I was really surprised when he played bishop takes pawn. King g6, I was looking at f4, but then I thought bishop here, and I guess I missed knight e4. So I should have played f4, and if takes, then take, and at least it's much better than what I got in the game. Take here, I came back, and he takes, because that makes sense. Rook d6, c5, so that I don't give him that. I don't mind him taking that as long as I can protect that guy, and he doesn't have pass pawns there. But the computer wants me to play f4. And what if rook here? Then rook h5, that's crazy. And if f6, then g4. And if takes, then bishop d3, king g7, rook h7 here, and bang. Wow. It's crazy stuff. c5 here, king d2, f5 was really bad because I'm like, he should have taken this guy. Because now after rook b1, I'm up a pawn. Although I messed up the endgame. It's not easy to see how white wins this. So c4 is the right move. And just posing the question to black, okay, what's your move now? So let's say king e5, but then now I can play f4. And if it just wastes time with bishop f7, then now I can play rook c2, planning to go c5. Interesting. Rook c6, then king d4. Slowly work towards c5 again. Check. King c3. I mean, it's not easy, but okay, that was the better try. Instead, I played rook d2, forgetting about that pawn entirely, and he should have won this game. But he blew it with, wow, I had c5. Take king c4 and wins that guy. And if he takes here, then take, and king d4, and he can't get his king out here. King e7, I just have king e5. Bishop e5, I can just hate. That's right. Okay, so bishop b2, and he, oh, I totally missed bishop g4. Wow. Play bishop d1, and he took the bishop c2, bishop e4, take, and this is lost. Take. Well, I thought this was drawn because I thought a4 was the only move, but apparently king c5, and it is lost. That is incredible. Because if f5, then king d6, and this pawn is just gone. Because king d4, he has to stay with this pawn, and then king e7 just comes down here and wins that guy. And then comes down here, wins that guy, and wins the game. a4 was the blunder. King c5, king d3, king b4, f5. Oh wow, he can just go back and say, nah, I was just kidding. I'm not actually going here. I'm just getting you into zugzwang. Because now if king, let's say d4, if king c2, then he picks up this guy, and then b5 here, b4 here, king c3, f5, b3, f6, a3, f7, check here, queens, check here, and mate. Wow. Takes, and yeah, this is drawn because even though I win this pawn, this is a drawn endgame. So he drew that game. And here my opponent just dropped a piece in the opening. Take. Queen a4 check and wins this guy. And this was terrible. First of all, he gave me a free pawn here. And then knight b5 wins that guy. What happened here? Yeah, I won a pawn in the opening. d4, he just forgot about takes, and well, that's winning. And now I slowly, well, he dropped this rook, and it's over then. Just exchange pieces like that, trade off everything, and win with the extra rook. So I guess that was a decent simul. I was hoping to play 30, but I only got 20, and even then I lost one game and drew one game. So I think it's okay. 18 wins is not bad, and lots of like 2000 and 1900 rated players. So I think that's still a reasonable result. I had some really tough games here, so hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Bye.